Waitley Hall in Banbury, Oxfordshire. A quiet country hotel. But when the guests here meet, it's murder. My grass has informed me that there are going to be some hideous murders this weekend, and I'm here to work out who did it. But just in case you're about to call the police, I'd better explain. Waitley Hall is the setting for Original Murder Weekends, the first and longest running murder mystery company in the world. Joy Swift, its founder and creator, has been happily murdering people for 25 years. What sort of people come to your murder weekends?
Usually just people that want to have a great time, and then we get the ones that are very intelligent and want to solve it. So we get a real mix of people.
What can people expect from these weekends?
The two comments I get, firstly, it's been great value for money because you pack so much into 2 days, you actually feel you've been away for about 4 or 5 days. And the other comment we get, which might surprise you, is we haven't laughed so much for years. Now,
who's going to cast me as one of your actors? What part would you give me?
Oh, definitely the villain.
Ouch! Each murder weekend has a theme which you're told about in advance. This time, we're all fans of a website that's celebrating the legendary rock band Queen. But don't worry if you don't know about Queen or websites. It's all just a pretend event to get you looking for clues. It says here that all the guests of It's a Kind of Magic fan club are invited to a purple-themed dinner on the first night. After all, it was meant to be Freddie Mercury's favourite colour. From the start, you have to work out who are genuine guests and who are the main characters in this weekend's plot. And I have to say, they all look pretty dodgy to me. Who's that lady over there? Could that man be a murderer? And could that mild-mannered waiter be carrying poison pâté? The weekend is introduced by this actor here. He's pretending to be the website organiser. His character is a man who's changed his name by default to Freddie Mercury.
As you probably know, this is the 10th anniversary of the It's a Kind of Magic website.
After Freddie's introduction, it doesn't take long to work out who the characters are. That's Jinx, Freddie's friend. That's Jinx's mum. That's Sophie, and that's Harry Johnson. They're Freddie's in-laws. And that is Holly Walker, Freddie's wife. Now, will she be the first victim? I've got to say, it all seems rather relaxed to me. Freddie! Help! Help!
I've been stabbed. Just need to keep pressure.
Holly, who was it?
I went into the bathroom. Yeah. It was just a white mask. It just happened so quickly.
Male or female? Poor old Holly been stabbed in the side and been rushed off to A&E. And the only clue she gave us before she went was it was a masked person. Couldn't even say whether a man or a woman, or tall or short. But that's all part of the game. At the Original Murder Weekends, the actors stay in character the entire time, so you never know what's going to happen next.
But 18 months ago, you went off with that piece of mutton, Mrs. Brinknash.
I hate you!
You're married to somebody else!
More importantly, Detective Inspector Rutherford has some information about Holly Walker's murder.
In the case of the attack on Mrs. Walker, we found what we think is a crossword-type clue on the floor in the bathroom in her room.
Ah, I can't sleep. I keep thinking about who attacked that poor old Holly. And that Jinx woman, what about her? I mean, she's clearly a fruitcake. She needs a check-up from the neck up. And that copper, I can smell a bent copper a mile away. And that guy, he reeks of corruption. I think I need a night's sleep on it. On Saturday morning, the guests get some time to themselves, but serious sleuths can already start solving Holly's murder. The Original Murder Weekend even has its own instant room. This is it here, and clues go up throughout the day, and guests are allowed to come down and inspect those clues to try and work things out. Some of them have been solving murders for years. You've been to lots of these?
Yes.
How many?
About 12, 13.
Now, out of the 12, how many have you actually solved?
3.
The plots are so complex.
You think, by tonight, we think that's the one.
Right.
And they'll probably die within 10 minutes of you deciding that's the one.
It's just such good fun.
I should have been a detective in real life. You see, I've already cracked this case. It's Jinx's mum. See, I've done some sniffing around and I found out that Holly was blackmailing the old girl. She is definitely the murderer. Maybe not.
Oh my God, she's dead!
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
Saturday night, everyone goes to dinner as their favourite pop group. I'm in my Queen costume. Over there is Radiohead. That's the Police. And of course, an oldie but a goldie, Brotherhood of Man. Later, I make a bit of a hit with Jinx. In fact, you could say I've gone down a storm. But sadly, it turns out she's next to be, right said Fred, dead.
It wasn't my dancing!
On Sunday, the guests find out who really was behind the murders. You see, I don't need to be in there, because I've worked out who it was. It obviously wasn't that Simon. Red herring had his card marked right from the start. No, I looked at who had the means and who had the motive, and I realised it was